Hi students, in the last class we have discussed about the three domains of life. Okay. In this section we are going to study about the taxonomy and systematics. Okay. Taxonomy and systematics. Okay. So what is meant by taxonomy? We know taxonomy is a process. It's a process of classifying the diverse organisms into groups or into different categories. So we are classifying the organisms into different categories. It's known as what? Taxonomy. So what is meant by this category? When we are classifying organisms, we will classify them or we will place them in a separate group. That is based on the resemblance. Those organisms which has closest resemblance one another can be classified, can be grouped into a separate section. That can be placed into a separate group. That type of group is known as what? Category. So taxonomy is a process of classifying organisms, the living things, into different categories. Okay, so here the categories, for example, genus is a taxonomic category. Genus is a taxonomic category. Here, Panthera is an example for genus. In taxonomy, genus is a category and Panthera is an example for genus. Okay. And in the category, inside the category, we can see the exact living objects. The actual living objects are seen in the category. We have a term to describe these actual objects. Okay, this is known as what? Taxon. The plural is taxa. So taxon is a term used to describe, to represent the actual biological objects in the category. I will give you one example. Genus is a category. Okay. So inside this genus, a particular genus, for example, Panthera is a genus. In this genus, there are different organisms. These are all biological objects. Lion, tiger and leopard. These are biological objects coming under the category that is Panthera. Okay, so these are what? The taxon. Okay, so taxonomy is the process of classifying the organisms into different groups. That is what? The categories. And taxonomy includes, there are so many different processes included in the taxonomy. So there is identification of the organism. Then there is what? The characterization, then classification, and the nomenclature or naming of the organism. So there are different things that is involved in the taxonomy. So for classification, we had to look so many things. We had to find out the characters. Okay, so we are classifying in the evolutionary basis. So in the case of evolutionary based classification, there is the use of evidence of fossils. In some cases, we cannot use the evidence, that is what? Fossils. In the absence of the evidence such as fossils, we can employ some other criteria for classification. We can employ some other criteria, the modern criteria for classification. Okay, so that are described here. For example, cytotaxonomy. It is based on the cytological relationship in the structure, number and behavior of the chromosomes. So we can understand, we can observe the cytological relationship in the structure, number of the chromosomes. So such type of taxonomy, such type of criteria is known as what? Cytotaxonomy. And the case of chemotaxonomy is based on the chemical constituents of organisms. The similarities in the chemical constituents of organisms is taken into consideration in the case of what? Chemotaxonomy. And in the case of cytotaxonomy, it is what? Cytological relationship in the structure, number and behavior of chromosomes is taken into consideration. And the third one, it is what? The numerical taxonomy, or it is known as phonetics. It uses computers, codes and numbers are used. Here, codes and then numbers are assigned to represent the observable characters, and this can be easily processed. Okay, so there are different modern criteria for classifying the organisms. Okay, and this entire taxonomy, this process is included in a branch of biology, and that branch which deals with the diverse group of organisms and their relationship and the relationship among them. This branch of biology is known as what? Systematics. So, systematics is a branch of biology which deals with these diverse kinds of organisms and the relationship among them. That is known as what? Systematics. Okay. Now we are moving to the taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, we have come to the next topic, that is what? Taxonomic hierarchy. Taxonomic hierarchy. Classification is not a simple process. It's not single. It's a multi-step process. It's a step-by-step process. And in this classification, each step is a category. And all these categories, they constitute to form a taxonomic hierarchy. All these categories, all these are what? Categories. All these categories constitute a taxonomic hierarchy. And in this taxonomic hierarchy, the lowest level, the lowest category, it is what? Species. And the highest category, the lowest is species and the highest category is what? Kingdom. So in between kingdom and species, we can see various levels. Okay. So in the taxonomy or in the taxonomic hierarchy, the lowest level is what? Species. Then what is a species? A species is a group of organisms. They resemble each other. They can be easily, freely interbreed, and they produce fertile offsprings. And they have a similar genetic material. And they share so many similar characteristics. For example, we are, Homo sapiens, the human beings. We are the same species. We may speak different language or maybe having different culture, but we are all the same species. That is what? Homo sapiens. Okay. The next level is what? That is genus. Genus is a group of related species. Genus is a group of related species. Okay, for example, this one, this Panthera, is a genus. And this genus may contain lion, tiger, all these are coming under this genus. Okay. The lion is Panthera leo and tiger is Panthera tigris. Okay. So genus is a related group of species. The next high level is what? Family. Family is a group of related genus. For example, Felidae and Canidae. Okay. Felidae is a group of related what? Cat family. This is a cat family. Okay. And Canidae consists of foxes and dogs and foxes are here in the Canidae. The next high level is what? Order. For example, Carnivora. What is order? Order is a group of related family. Related families order is related families constitute an order. For example, Carnivora, Felidae and Canidae, both are families. These are included in the order that is what? Carnivora. They consist of carnivorous organisms, carnivorous mammals. Okay. Then the next high order is what? Class. Okay. Now it is coming from the species to kingdom. Okay. So in the species level, we can see the most similar organisms. Okay. When you are going up, we can see that the similarities between organisms decreases and the difference between organisms increases. Okay. So in this taxonomy hierarchy, when we go up from species to kingdom, the similarities between organisms that decreases and the differences is increasing. Okay. So here, class is a group of related orders. Now, for example, Mammalia is a class. It consists of different orders. For example, Primata, Carnivora, all are orders coming under this class, that is Mammalia. Primata consists of monkeys and human beings are also here. Monkeys, chimpanzees, gorilla, all these are coming here in this order, that is Primata. Okay. The next level is what? Phylum. Here we can see diverse group of organisms. For example, Chordata. Under Chordata we can see different class. Mammalia is one class. Then there is what? Fishes, Amphibia, class Apes. Okay. Then Reptilia and Mammalia. So these are different classes coming under the phylum, but Chordata. So here, this category, so that is known as what? Division. In the case of plants taxonomy, that is what? This term is used. Instead of phylum, we use what? Division. Okay. These various phyla constitute a kingdom. Okay. Then the kingdom is the highest level of this taxonomic hierarchy. Kingdom is the highest level and the species, it is the lowest level of this taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, so from species to kingdom, this is an ascending order. Okay, from species to kingdom. The first level is what? Species, then coming the genus, family, order, class, phylum and kingdom. The most diverse organisms are here in this kingdom. Then when we go here, this way, when we go down, the similarities increases. And here, all organisms are what? They are almost similar. And this level is what? Species. Okay. So now we are moving to know about some of the classification of some of the organisms. So here is some of the classification of some of the organisms. Some selected organisms are here. So the taxonomy hierarchy is noted here. Okay, the common name, scientific name, genus, then family is here, order, class, phylum or division. In plant kingdom we use division. So here man, the common name man, scientific name Homo sapiens, genus is Homo, and here this one is the species sapiens. Then family, coming under the family Hominidae, Hominidae, order Primata, class is Mammalia, Mammalia is the class, then phylum Chordata. Okay, then housefly Musca domestica, Musca domestica, Musca is the genus. Okay, then Musidae is the family. Then Diptera, order is the Diptera, then class Insecta, coming under the phylum Arthropoda. And now you just you understand these terms. Okay, we will describe it later. Okay, in the next chapter we will study all these in very detail. Then mango, scientific name is Mangifera indica, the genus name Mangifera, family is Anacardiaceae, Anacardiaceae, Sapindales is the order, Dicotyledone is the class, then Angiospermae is the division, it's not phylum, division. Then wheat, Triticum aestivum, genus Triticum, then family Poaceae, then order Poales, then class Monocotyledon, then division is Angiosperm. Because this is just a classification of some organisms. Okay, now it's time to conclude. Okay, so we have learned today what the taxonomy and systematics. Then we have learned what is meant by the category, then taxon. Okay, taxon. Then we learned the cytotaxonomy, chemotaxonomy, and this what phonetics. Okay, so in the next class you may just go through your textbook. Okay, before the next class you may just go through your textbook, and if you have any doubt you can contact me, you can message me, or you can call me. Okay, so in the next class we will learn the next section. Okay, thank you all.